We got some people already in the chat. Caleb, Omar, what's up? I'm waiting. Well, guess what? We are here. Happy Thursday. Thursday, the day before Friday. And we got a repeat open workout. 22.3 is now 25.2. I'm in a group chat with my friends who I work out with on Saturdays, Ola Slater. And we were just comparing scores from previous years. Hey, Noelle, when I did this one in 22, I had bar muscle ups, but I only had them as singles. So I was able to get through all of the bar muscle ups. And then with basically no seconds left, I ran to my rope and got in 10 double unders. But I want to make it to the heavy thrusters like that. That is my jam. I honestly think that this year I can finish it based on how much progress I've made in my bar muscle ups and like the sets that I can hold. I haven't done bar muscle ups in like 2 or 3 weeks though, so I'm a little bit nervous. And where this past week I did not warm up before doing the open workout because I'm doing my Friday Night Lights series. Tomorrow, I am absolutely going to need to have an extensive warm up because otherwise these shoulders are going to break. But who's ready to be stuck at bar muscle ups? Caleb, maybe you'll get your first one. This is when the magic happens. You know, you go to Friday Night Lights, people hooting and hollering, and it's going to be a good time. Yes, Caleb, I can do bar muscle ups. I know, shocking. It's shocking when you learn about my fitness here. Yeah, I lately in the past like couple of months I've been holding sets of 4. What is there? Total of 15 for them. I was screenshotting my score from 2021. Yeah, I got through 181 reps. So yeah, 15 bar muscle ups. But also I know that with combos like that, like the progression of pulling gymnastics, that's a trap. That's a trap because I want to look at it and go, oh, 21 pull-ups, I'm going to do it in 2 sets, and 18 chest to bar, I'll do it in like 2 or 3 sets, which honestly, maybe I'll try. This is one that I probably would redo because, for me and my skill level, it's not one that's necessarily going to hurt, but it's one that like you can really gamify it. You can either screw yourself or like push the envelope and do it right and get a really good score. So TBD. Muscle up will be a brick wall for my workouts. Girl, I've had muscle ups for years. Okay, Caleb. Okay, what was your score in 2022? What did you get? Did you get a time or did you get time capped? Let us know. Every do one and done. Well, yeah, that's my mindset for most of these, but this is one where like it goes really well with my current like training cycle that me and my coach have been working on. So yeah. Tell us about your recent brand promotions, Thirdzy, Fit Aid, and Nutray. Yeah, the Thirdzy one, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like a cheese ball doing that one, but I wanted it to feel like a spoofy spin-off of infomercials. And I just remember growing up like watching QVC and are you sick and tired of melatonin making you feel groggy? Do you want to recover better? I have the product for you. You know what I mean? Like use that really intense ad read voice. But yeah, Thirdzy, that is a partnership that I have through Talking Elite Fitness. We have been working with Thirdzy, I feel like a year at this point or close. When was it? Maybe over a year, honestly, because I met Justine, who her and her husband own Thirdzy. I met her getting on the plane to Madison for the CrossFit Games 2 years ago. Yeah, so I must have been working with them through TEF for over a year. They're great. They are a sleep and recovery supplement. The great thing about it is it doesn't have any melatonin in it. So it's not habit forming. You can take it every day. You can stop taking it. You're not going to have any negative side effects. You Formerly, when I would travel, I would bring NyQuil on a plane, like if I was going to Europe or the times that I went to Dubai or even on my trip to India, Africa, etc. And Yeah, it's great because it knocks you out pretty fast, but the way you wake up, because that has melatonin in it, like, it made me a zombie of a human. Where Thirdzy, it takes, I would say, a little bit longer to kick in than melatonin, like things with melatonin in it, for example. But once you're asleep, it helps you stay asleep, and when you wake up, I feel like like I'm coming out of sleep more naturally with it. So, I love it. They have little individual travel packs, and then they also have um like full size bags that I use when I'm at home. But I really like the travel packs. I wish that more protein companies would have individual travel packs, because traveling with a big tub of protein is a pain in the asshole. So Thirdzy, yep. If you guys are interested in it, feel free to send me a DM or add a comment in here if you guys have questions. And then with FitAid, that's a partnership that I have independently, just through myself. I've been working with them just under a year at this point. But I've been a consumer of FitAid since the beginning of my CrossFit journey. I mean, there's been some times where like I haven't had it as much, but all of the affiliates that I've ever been to have almost always carried FitAids. So it was just something very normal in my routine. I don't drink energy drinks. Well, I'm a big coffee consumer. I love coffee, and I don't want to lose all of my milligrams of caffeine to a like sugary um caffeinated energy drink. I couldn't think of the word. I rather just sip on my coffee because I really enjoy that taste. But with FitAid, I like that they have varieties of like how much caffeine is in each of them. So they have one that is the sugar-free recovery. I drink that almost every single night. And when I'm on the road for tactical games, their team drinks them as well. So we always have those in our cooler, but it's great. It's got BCAAs, other vitamins in it that I really love, and it's kind of like a nice treat at the end of the night. But it's not super like the taste is not super strong. They just released a new one. So they have the citrus one that's like the OG flavor, and then the one that I'm drinking now is a fruit punch one. It's a little bit sweeter, but it's fantastic. And then the caffeinated ones, they have one that has 40 milligrams of caffeine, so that, I mean, that's honestly nothing. That's like a small cup of coffee. They have one that has 100 milligrams of caffeine, and then they're what I would call like a super one. They have 200 milligrams of caffeine. Most energy drinks give me, the best way I can describe it is gut rot. It just like makes my stomach feel heavy and like I just ate a whole pint of Ben and Jerry's. Like you just feel like you're on this sugar high, but you feel heavy and not great. These don't make me feel that way, so I love that. Nutri-Meals, that is a you don't dry scoop C4? No, I absolutely don't. I dry scooped once in my life back in like 2018, 2019, and it was a mistake. And I've only had C4 once. I was dating this guy in Wisconsin, and he used C4 all of the time, and it was before an open workout. It was before the one that had 50 cal maybe either 50 or 55, I can't remember the number, but 50 cals on the row, 50 deadlifts, 50 wall balls, like the 50s or whatever. And I remember, and he only gave me half a scoop. And I remember rowing, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, my face is itching so bad. Like I'm going to peel my skin off, because that was also like, I think the first time I'd ever had, why am I blanking on the supplement? It's what creates like the itching sensation. Um, oh my God, I take it every day now, so like I don't get itchy anymore. But if somebody can, a beta alanine, that's what it is. Because it was the first time I ever had beta alanine, but never again. That was the only time I had C4, and no, thank you, no, thank you. FitAid is the only way for me. Nutri-Meals, I started working with them starting in Miami at Tier Wadapalooza. They are fantastic. I had tried some of their meals probably about a year ago. The only downfall with them is they only really ship like to the Northeast. They don't ship to like all the locations that I go to. So that was frustrating because I wanted to like order meals and have them shipped out to like Arizona or Texas so that when I arrived, the meals would be there. But I have since found a hack that all of their meals come fresh. They are not frozen, but I don't really care about that. So I'll freeze a couple before I get on a plane. I'll carry them through TSA, carry them on the plane, pop them in my refrigerator when I get to my hotel or Airbnb, and then I'm able to microwave them throughout the week. So yeah, so those are some of my, I guess you could call them newish partners. I also, one of my brand new partners, I think it's all in writing so I can say it. Yeah, SAR Firearms. That's the gun company, the pistol company that I'm going to be working with this season, pistol and ammo. So I'm working to get all of my gear and equipment through them, and then I'll have some really fun content on training, tactical games training that I'm going to be doing with them. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions on any of those partners and whatnot. Why can't I scroll? Why can't I scroll? What's happening? I can't see everybody's comments. I mean, I see them on the screen, but I want to scroll because I'm not caught up. Maybe I got to click another button. Every time we go through this, guys, it's like my first day. Here we go. Okay. Who's your coach? I work with Brad Giglio. He works with Apex Performance. So I actually started working with him. He was my nutritionist. And that is kind of like how our relationship started. And then I realized that he also offered programming. So I thought it would really be cool to go hand in hand to have, him do my nutrition and do my coaching. So him and I have been working together for over a year at this point. And it's great. He's really good at integrating like the CrossFit stuff that I want to do with the tactical game stuff and make it have a lot of crossover and not feel like I need to like give up one or the other. So that's been a lot of fun. How do you get these deals? Do you have an agent? Yes, I do have an agent. I work with Strength in Numbers. So I work with Cheska and James over in Europe, and Dana, she's like the US representative. So sometimes I do some work with her as well. Some of these like brands and partnerships like Fit Aid, I had got on my own just from, the conversations that I have with people in real life at all of these events that I go to and relationships I've built over the years. But they're really good at, helping me with like helping me get into spaces that maybe I'm not already in. Like right now, I'm talking with the women's rugby team to see if I can do some work with them. And that's through a contact through my agency. So I would feel like that's like one of the really big benefits that I'm seeing from working with them. And they're also great to just like bounce ideas off of and like look over contracts and do things like that. But good questions. Rain has 300 milligrams. So awesome. It's funny because recently at one of the competitions that I was at, I was in the media room and we were all kind of comparing like who drinks the most caffeine when we're at these events. And somebody calculated that they got to like 1,000 milligrams of caffeine in one day. And I truly wonder, like, I mean, maybe I can Google it. Like, what is the max milligrams of caffeine a day? It says for adults, the FDA has cited 400 milligrams a day. That's about 2 to 3 12 fluid ounces cups of coffee as an amount not generally associated with negative effects. Is 1,000, okay, people ask, is 1,000 milligrams of caffeine too much? Yes, consuming 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day can be too much and may cause negative effects, side effects, insomnia, restlessness, okay, anxiety, depression, irritability, fast heart rate, tremors, vomiting, headaches, convulsing. Oh God. Yeah. When I'm not at events, I have a very strict 2 p.m. cutoff that I will not consume any more caffeine. I would say like, I think I had a Fit Aid last week when I went and ran after this. Did I? Yes, I did. But it wasn't one of the 200 milligrams caffeine. Okay. So I try. I would say like 9 times out of 10, I do follow my 2 p.m. rule. But then when I'm at events, like you just throw it out the window. Yeah, beta-alanine. Oops. I think lab are agents for some hot chicks like DBE and lower level dudes like Medeiros or something. I can't remember. What? I don't think that that's how they are scoping out who they work with. Everyone be nice to Lauren. She's armed. You're right. You're right. With my muscles and in this house. Star Firearms. Yes, that is the company that I'm working with. Funny meme guy, who's that? Wooly says Roderick. He's meme for time. Yep. And John Woolley is Wooly Memeth. I love it. I miss Wad Zombie. Wad Zombie is still around, isn't he? I'm usually a 1 gram of caffeine a day kind of guy. I mean, you do you, boo boo. Whatever your journey says is going to be fun. Sometimes it could be a good wild ride. I normally drink. Okay, so here is my caffeine consumption. So I start my day pulling my espresso shots. I have 4 of them. I think there's like 64 milligrams of caffeine per shot. How many milligrams caffeine an espresso shot? Okay, we'll do the math. Yeah, 64. I was right. I've Googled this recently. So I do 4 of those. Obviously, I need a calculator. I'm not a math wizard. Okay. So in my morning coffee, and then I put water in it, so it's an Americano, 256 milligrams of caffeine. Sometimes I'll have the 200 milligrams of Fit Aid. So that's 456. That would be like the max that I would have at home. So what did the FDA said? Around 400 milligrams. So honestly, like I'm pretty average. I'm pretty average in that department. I feel good about that. But sometimes they only have the 100 milligrams. Oh, because they also have the new flavor Fit Aid does. I was drinking the watermelon mint. Some people hate it, but honestly, like there's something about that combination that I would drink that out of a well. Like, please, like, give me one of those hats with like the little sippy cups. I will consume this on the regular. But they also have strawberry kiwi, which is a new flavor that they just released that has just the 100 milligrams instead of 200, which is really good. Forward to the dome as the sun rises is crazy. I mean, whatever. I don't chug it. I drink it fast because it's iced. I only drink iced coffee too. Hot coffee, even when it's snowing, even when it's below 0, I don't want that. I don't want that. It doesn't taste the same. Every day that I can get iced coffee of some sort is a win. Sounds like a mojito. Do you get mojitos with watermelon? That honestly sounds freaking bomb. So I went out to dinner with my girlfriend, Lydia Knox. I guess her last name's not Knox anymore. She's married. But she was my weekend meteorologist when I was in local TV, and she still lives in this area. So do I. So every couple months, her and I will grab dinner or do something together. And we were at this restaurant, and I don't really drink that often. But I was like, I kind of feel like a cocktail tonight. And the bartender or the waiter guy goes, okay, what do you guys feel like? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't really drink. What do you recommend? Like, I guess I was thinking of a Moscow Mule or maybe whatever, maybe something else. He was like, order whatever you want, but don't get the mojito. I was like, I feel like there's a story about this, but he wouldn't tell me the story. But I don't think a mojito should be drank anywhere except for Miami or in Florida. Like they make them better there. I don't know why. So I got an espresso martini and it was absolutely delicious. Watermelon mojito is bomb. Hello, Olivia. Welcome. A woman that knows what she likes. Yeah, that sounds like I'm going to need to get one when I go to Florida next. I'm trying to think if I have any immediate plans to Florida. So my brother lives in like the Naples, Fort Myers area. My family has a condo in Marco Island, which is just south of Naples. So I normally get down there once, maybe twice a year, but looking at my calendar, I don't think I have a trip there planned, but I might need to make one. I'll be in Holt, Florida, which is east of Pensacola, in 2 weeks for a tactical games event. I don't know that Holt is gonna be the location where I'm gonna find a good mojito, let alone a watermelon mojito, but beer or tequila, period. No, so here they add sex appeal. That's why it tastes better. Are all their waiters and waitresses hot because they live in Florida and they got a nice tan showing off the muscles? So a story about tequila and why I can never drink it again unless it's in a margarita. That is my rule. So back when I was 18, we had an all-inclusive trip to Cancun, Mexico with my family. And I'm like, "Oh, 18 is the legal limit to drink alcohol here. Time to let my hair down, and I finally don't need to hide it from my parents. This is gonna be a great trip." So we were there. We left, like, the day after Christmas, and we're there through New Year's, and me and my sister were at, like, some bar at the resort, and, I'm a friendly person. I wanna make friends, I wanna socialize. So I kept ordering rounds of shots of tequila for everybody. Like, I obviously didn't need to pay. I was tipping the waiter from probably my parents' money at the time because, I was a poor, senior in high school. And I just said, it's since it was free and we kept ordering these tequila shots, I'm just gonna keep on consuming them. And let me tell you, the plane ride the next day, um, that was not fun. And my dad, being the ball breaker that he is, loved just playing music in the car very loud and yelling and shining lights in my face and really trying to rub in the hungover state that I was in to make me feel even worse. So thanks, Pops. Good times. No wonder mojitos in Nebraska don't taste as good. Yeah, because they're not in Florida. Your Subaru hoodie is showing. Oh my God. Y'all are funny. Actually before this, so typically I said, and I know that I committed to, okay, 5:30 p.m. on what day is it? Thursdays. That's going to be our time here. I switched it this week and I'm switching it to this time next week. So for this week, before this, I was actually interviewing Carrie Pierce, 7-time CrossFit Games athlete. She retired back in 2021, and she just recently put a bunch of posts on her Instagram that you guys should go check out, and we'll talk more about it in the interview when I release it in a couple of weeks. But she just talked about some of her struggles with infertility, and it had to do with uh basically, like, she considers herself super healthy, right? Like, you would look at her and think, "Oh my god, this woman is so fit, she is so healthy." But then after finally having a blood panel, like years and years later, she realized that she had hypothyroidism, which normally, like, people who are overweight have that because your thyroid is too slow, but she did have it, but obviously as like a professional athlete, the way she was eating and working out, like, that was never a symptom for her, was weight gain, which can also lead to infertility. And she just, went into a lot of really interesting things into that topic. Now her and her husband, Mitch McClune, they are pregnant. She announced that as well on her Instagram. And it was just a really great conversation of her opening up about, her struggles with like the journey to fertility and, not being able to, like, get her period and, going all of these years and doctors said it was normal and things like that. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear that interview. I told her, since I'm doing this like Friday Night Lights series, I didn't want it to get buried in that kind of stuff. So I will plan to post that the Monday after the open is all done. So not like the last Monday to submit scores, but the following one, I think it's like the 24th. But yeah, I think infertility is just not boning enough. Well, Caleb, Yeah, that is an interesting comment, and okay, please don't watch it. We don't need your view if it's not boning enough for you. It was a great conversation, and I appreciated her transparency. How did week 1 of the Open go for everybody? Did anybody do Friday Night Lights? Did anybody do a retest? What were the vibes and the energy at your local affiliate or with your friends or whoever you guys did it with? Um, I would say at my local affiliate, that's where I was for week 1. Definitely not as many people that have participated in past years, but still a really good showing from the community and the people that were there, bring the hype and bring the energy and just cheering everybody on. And there was this woman who had only started CrossFit 6 months ago and she was there in a heat for Friday Night Lights, so that was really cool to see. And then just the way that it brings a local community together to work out with people that you otherwise maybe would never know are members of your affiliate because, I'm coming to the 5 a.m. class every day that I'll never see somebody at the 5 p.m. class. But if you show up for Friday Night Lights, now you're going to meet new people. So I think that it was a really fun time for the community. And this week, I will be in my hometown where I grew up, where my parents still live, where my sister and brother-in-law still live. So just outside of Utica, Clinton, that's my hometown. But I will be at Mohawk Valley Wellness. CrossFit Mohawk Valley Wellness is under that umbrella. And I'm going to be throwing down at 5:30 with some of my friends that I grew up with, and I'm really excited for that. It's going to be a good time. Um, it it also is the first affiliate that I had ever walked into. So I think back maybe even 2014, my dad was a member there, and I think I was home for college break or something, and he had me go in just to, like, do a workout, and yeah, he was the one that really inspired me to start CrossFit, so I think it'll be really cool to be back with that community, and I, like, drop in there every now and then when I, like, go home and visit family because it's only 45 minutes from here, so I have a lot of friends that go there, and it'll be fun. Chris, yeah, I absolutely love Carrie too. She's just an amazing human. Why didn't you register for the Open? Honestly, it didn't feel right for me. Um, I tried to take a step back and really think about what are my intentions? Why am I doing it or why am I not doing it? And it wasn't a black and white decision for me, but I tried to think of, okay, what are ways that I can add value into this community? And what are ways that I can show my support for things that I do really feel connected with right now? And to me, that was the affiliates and that was the local communities and the friendships built along the way and the coaches and even the hype around the games being in central New York and just highlighting like those small business owners, I think is where I could show my biggest impact. And that's where I felt was almost like most in line with where I am right now. Lauren, did you do the open workout? Yes, I did. I did it at my affiliate at Friday Night Lights. I got through 195 reps. So that was 13 burpees in the round of 24. I'm not mad, just disappointed. I'm sorry you feel that way. And I'm honestly, I understand, but I don't know. It's hard for me because I feel like for whatever reason, whether people do or don't sign up for the open has become really polarizing. And to me, it's just been an interesting human experience because in no way would I ever discourage somebody from signing up for the open. I mean, in a lot of ways, I'm highlighting the open. I'm highlighting 3 local affiliates, going to Friday Night Lights, showing members, interviewing athletes, affiliate owners, talking about their journey over the years. And it's just too bad that people feel so strongly about people who do or don't. sign up. I appreciate, empathize, and understand that there are a lot of emotions just because of what happened from the games leading up to now, or what did or did not happen. And at the end of the day, I think that, people are just trying to do their best. They're just trying to make a decision that feels most in line and most authentic with them. And I mean, that's all I'm trying to do. That's why I'm sitting here trying to be as open and honest as possible and kind of talk through what my thought process was when I ultimately decided not to sign up for the open, but still wanting very much to be a part of a community and, give back in ways that feel like they're in line with me. So I understand the disappointment, but hopefully, like, you guys will see that I want to offer a space that, regardless of how we feel, think, behave, I want to have hard conversations, and I want to, like, keep moving the needle in um like, ways we think and act. And I hope that we can have, good conversations here, whether we agree or disagree, and still respect each other, and then walk away feeling like, like, you're not a terrible person, even though we disagree on this topic or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. Friday night was super fun. For one time I went, but I work 11 to 7 most days. So I've had to work. I have to get work covered or close early to make it. So I do the open at 9 a.m. class. That's still fun. Um, it is good that, affiliates still run the open workout all day long. At least I know mine does. I'm sure a lot of other ones do as well. But bummed that you can't make Friday night lights. Hopefully the 9 a.m. is still bumping. Chris, you mixed up the round of 15 and I did it in reverse. So I did a redo and I did better, but still paced it a little too much. Yeah, it's actually interesting. Because I feel like I've heard from a handful of people that they mispaced in, like, they went too slow. And I feel like that is totally true, because I'm thinking in my head, when did I really start pushing and, like, sprinting? And it was really only the last 30 seconds. It was the last round of burpees. And I'm like, I could have started sprinting maybe like 30 seconds sooner and potentially, like, gotten through those burpees, but I wasn't gonna retest it. Um, I felt still happy about, the way that I performed in it, and my engine has come a long way. Like, I've always struggled with engine workouts. The workouts that I like are a heavy barbell, maybe even a little bit of high skill gymnastics, preferably handstand walking or handstand push-up, strict handstand push-up. Oh, baby, I'll do those all day. Like, I would have loved for one of the retests to be, this was maybe 2018. Did we retest it again? No, maybe 2018 or 2019. It was the one that had the 50 strict handstand push-ups into a handstand walk. I got through 47 of the strict handstand push-ups at the time, and I would love to and maybe I will after the open, like, just for my own pleasure, tell my coach, like, hey, can you program this? I'd love to test it. But it was the one with the dumbbell overhead walking lunges, then the box step ups, then the strict handstand push-ups, and then finish with the handstand walk. But, that was a lot of fun. But anyways, so Carrie Pierce is the reason why this is a little bit later, because I scheduled her. And then next week at 5:30, I will be with my friends on their channel on Gluten Things. So I moved this to 6:30, give or take. Sometimes me and the ladies like to go a little over an hour, but I figured I'd schedule this for 6:30, and then, we'll see. I might be late to my own party, but it'll be fun to catch up with them. So maybe if you want to tune in on their channel first and then come on and jump over on this one, that could be fun too. I'll be sure to reshare their link. But okay, what else? I actually just started watching. My sister recommended this to me. Okay, so first, John Newby, great guy. Why not go live with Carrie Pierce? Honestly, great question. Eventually, I probably will go live with more guests, but right now I'm trying to create somewhat of a schedule of like posting content. Um, so having some kind of like edited piece post on like a Monday or Tuesday, those are like the Friday Night Light things, or even like the other interviews that I did beforehand. Um, and it just like it allows it for a more formatted schedule because like when you go live, while I love it, it kind of limits you to when you can schedule people. Um, and she only had like certain windows that she was available. But Caleb, great suggestion. I should at some point this channel will have more live interviews. Um, so TBD on that. Because for me, it's not anything about like, oh, you don't want to go live because of, whatever reasons. It's more just like a scheduling thing. Lauren, have you met Caleb? He could be your sidekick on lives. Caleb, send me your application. Always willing to read an application if somebody thinks that they are up for the task. Who knows? Editing is so much work. Yeah, but then I also can add the music and some of the graphics, and then I can go through and put like all of the little timestamps. But yeah, it's definitely more work to do things in post edit than to just go live. Like, you know, I'm way too busy to take on a fourth job. What are all of your jobs, Caleb? Why do you need 3 jobs? What's happening? What are they? Are they passion projects or jobs? Let us know. Uh okay, so John Newby, he told me, there's very few people that can recommend a TV show to me and I will actually like watch the TV show because some people they got ulterior motives for wanting to like promote their TV shows. Like they want you to enjoy their topic of sci-fi and stuff. And that's just not my journey. Unless it's Harry Potter or Twilight, I don't I don't really want that. You actually read job applications. Caleb, I would read yours. Absolutely. Send it through. Send it through. Lauren M. Khalil at gmail.com. I look forward to when that comes across my desk. Um, but John Newby, he knew that I was a big Dexter fan. So anybody out there who loved Dexter, I would call him the nice serial killer. So he works for Miami Metro, and his mom was brutally murdered, and like when he was just a kid. So they talk about like, oh, he was born in blood or whatever. So this killer mentality has always been in him. But his father teaches him like, okay, if you can't get rid of this urge, we're just gonna have you kill criminals and bad people. And he gives him this code, and he ends up working for Miami Metro as the like blood analysis guy. Um, and then basically like chases down these killers and kills them. So there was then after that whole series ran, there was, I think, maybe one series of, a sequel to it where he's like living out in the woods and, doing that stuff. But now they have a prequel of what he was like as, a late teenager into like his early, like years at Miami Metro. And I just got through the first season and it was so good and a great recommendation. Join the binge bros when they live watch Dexter. Oh my god. Binge Bros is dead? What? Why don't I know about this? Have you ever watched Hiller's channel analyzing Dexter? No. Wait, tell me more about this. Secret agent man broadcasting from an undisclosed location. What are Omar, what are those emojis? Are those tents? What is that? Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oops. But I'm sad. I finished it and um now I'm on to this Netflix series called Younger. It's basically a cheesy, easy watch rom-com, of this 40-year-old woman who gets divorced. She has a daughter, and because of all of that, she had quit her job. So now, like, her daughter's older. She's trying to get a job. Nobody will hire her. And she looks very young for 40. So she pretends she's 26 and she gets hired for a job. And then what happens? She meets a man, and this man is 26 years old. And then she starts dating this man, and she continues the lie that she is also 26 years old. And it's really funny, just like the character development and, where she gets to eventually when she tells him that, hey, I'm actually 40. And then she has like these basically two friend groups that can never like meet because half of them know she's 40 and half of them think she's 26. So just a fun, easy watch. Omar, emails for my application. Oh, Seven on Hiller side channel was Binge Bro. Omar says the channel is dead. So they were analyzing Dexter? Dude, that is such a great show. Like, even the way that they do the intro, I was always just from like a media person, um, like sitting back and watching really cool work be done. Like the intro, the way that they shot, edited, and added the audio of things that sounded and looked like murder, but it was just everyday things like um I think he's putting on a tie, or no, he's tying his shoes, and the way it sounds like you're strangling somebody, and the way that like he cracks an egg and it's like somebody's skull, and just the way that they shot and edited that was just so well done. And yeah, it was sick. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. And I had never seen an intro to a television series done that was so cool and storytelling to what the series is about. So I think that they just did a really good job with that. And I've always been interested in that series. Caleb is the executive producer for. Oh, wait, this is that Caleb? I know who Caleb is. Yeah, it just says Caleb. It doesn't even say your last name. Steal him from Samon and make some moves. Caleb sent. Now that makes it funnier if you sent me your resume. I love that. You should. We want to stir some pots. That could be fun. No, no. In 2025, I'm not stirring any pots. But if you want to come over to this channel, could be a good time. Why is my sister sending me this? What? Ninja slushy. Oh my God. Professional frozen drink. Wait, Caleb, are you only watching this for content to pull for your own shows? Do you have ulterior motives over here? Is this for enjoyment or is this for work? Now I'm skeptical. Now I'm skeptical. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Oh my God, you didn't know it was me? No. Like, Caleb is kind of a common name. Why would I know that you're that Caleb? Why would I know that? Oh, Jeremy has joined the chat. Now we can start. Ooh, yeah, the intro music. The intro music's so good. Alcoholic slushies. Honestly, I just like a normal virgin strawberry daiquiri, to be honest. It's so tasty. And like with fresh cut up strawberries and some really good like Cool Whip on top, that is chef's kiss. Wait, Caleb, you're here every single week. Now I feel like you're the investigator. You're over there, taking little notes, reporting back. What are you doing here? Are you a fan or a foe? I gotta know. Total enjoyment. Okay. That warms my heart. Thank you. Thank you. Caleb and Sevon are fans. They talk about your show often and send people to watch your lives. Oh, how endearing. Good to see you all here. I'm glad everybody is entertained. Honestly, this is just me like shooting the shit. I'm just having a good time with my friends in the chat every week. Girl, I'm dedicated. I love that dedication. I love it. Just remember I am Caleb's agent, so I need 75% of his income. Wait, now I gotta scroll. From your show if he joins you. We can negotiate. We can negotiate. I need to talk to somebody about my love for alcohol. Okay, what kind of alcohol do you like? The thing for me about alcohol, I went so hard in my teens and my 20s that it truly doesn't interest me anymore. That if I get a cocktail and I can taste the alcohol, I just I don't want that. I don't know. It has to be a really well-made drink that has other hints and notes of things that hide the taste of alcohol. But so I'm curious, like, what do you love about alcohol? What kind of alcohol? Like, is it the notes of other flavors that Listerine? Oh, that makes my gums hurt. I have really sensitive gums. I don't like that. Uh, Listerine. I do remember though when I was underage drinking that I would carry those little like shot size Listerine um mouthwash things and I would first swish that and then I would take a tablespoon of peanut butter and that would mask it because anytime I got home, I would have to go upstairs. I would have to wake up my mom if she wasn't already sitting up waiting for me, and she would make me like breathe into her to see if I was or wasn't drinking alcohol. MD 4040 guy. Mad Dog 4040. Yeah, I don't even know what any of that is. Like my experience with alcohol is, oh my God. I'm gonna throw up. UV blue, Burnett's. What else? Yeah, bottom shelf tequila, Fireball. Oh, 2020, my bad. I will say that I do love stout or porters when it comes to beer. I love dark beer. Like a Guinness or something similar, that one of those I think does taste very good. What else? I don't like beer that tastes hoppy. Um, Hypnotic. Oh my God, Omar, taking me back. Gross. Yeah, those are atrocious. I know this is like I said, I drank very heavily in my teens. When did I start? Like 14 through when did I start CrossFit? Probably until like 25, 26. I drank heavily. I wouldn't say I was an alcoholic because I was never drinking alone. And maybe that like maybe I'm being too kind to myself. Maybe that doesn't need to be a prerequisite. But I was drinking a lot. Like I was going out a lot. In my early TV days, I worked the overnight. I mean, I worked the overnight shift for most of my career, but there were several times that I went from the bar straight into work. Bad decisions. Bad decisions. I'll never forget though. So me and my meteorologist at the time when I was working in Wisconsin, New Year's Eve fell on, a Saturday or a Sunday, one of the two. But I would anchor on the weekends. And me and Katie Kramer at the time, I don't know what her married name is now, but she was my meteorologist. And we're like, okay, we are going out on New Year's Eve. We are letting our hair down and we are going to drink and we are going to stop at 10 p.m. And that way, by the time we get into work at 3 a.m., we are going to be sober. Midnight rolls around. I'm texting her. I was like, Katie, where are you? She was like, oh, I went downtown. Like, get a cab down here and meet me. And I was like, oh my God, I did not stop drinking. Did you? And she goes, nope, come downtown. We're just going to keep going and then go into work together. And that's exactly what we did. And my dad called me after that newscast. And what he said to me, alarming. Oh my God, Lauren, that was the best broadcast I've seen you do. You were so relaxed. You were so natural. You were so conversational. And I was like, Dad, I was drunk and I was texting my producer saying, hey, during the next commercial break, we need somebody to go get us bacon, egg, and cheeses from the gas station. So yeah, shortly after that, I joined CrossFit and realized that I am not making a lot of good health and life choices. Like my life choices were not in line with where I wanted to be professionally. Like if I'm going from the bar to work. Yeah. So that's when my life really changed. And yeah, less than 1% of the population of Wisconsin does not drink. Drinking was a huge social. I mean, I know like culturally it's really big and I think of family gatherings or just like the culture of going out, it's huge, but in Wisconsin specifically, everybody drinks. If you don't drink, people are like, oh, how many years have you been sober? Like they think you were an alcoholic. It's kind of crazy. Straight tequila on ice. Oh, tahine on the rim. Oh no, my acid reflux will not allow me to do tahine. My sister would like that though. She does spicy margaritas that she really likes with tahine on the rim. IPA, nope. Oh boy, we share another thing in common. Which thing? Ever split the G on a Guinness? Caleb, I don't know what that means. UV blue equals Utica. You're right. You're right. Uh Varick Street. I was a regular. Good tequila can't be beaten, but not in that commercial thing you get in the USA. Yeah. Maybe I need to just go somewhere else and try it. But I also now, even if I have like 1 or 2 drinks, I feel hungover the next day. I have a headache, I feel groggy, like I don't sleep well. Just like, "Ugh, it's not worth it. I'm just gonna have like my Virgin Shirley Temple grenadine." That obviously doesn't make my belly feel great either, but dark beer, yeah, I fuck with dark beer. Very good. Very tasty. But that makes sense because I love coffee and it has like that's the similar notes of like coffee beans and espresso. Fun fact, I was actually allergic to chocolate and cocoa beans and like coffee beans from kindergarten through when did I test out of it? Like go back to the doctors and get all of those pricks. Um Maybe till I was like 17 or 18? Yeah. So then when I went to college and everybody gains the freshman 15, I gained the freshman 30 and I wouldn't even say it was alcohol because I was a pretty heavy drinker before college, but it was mostly because now I could experience chocolate. So going and getting like candy bars and trying different types of like chocolate cookies and ice cream and stuff like that was quite a wild experience. Home of the tequila. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Don't get me wrong, I love a good margarita. Like, again, I like sweeter drinks, so mango margarita, a passion fruit margarita, a peach margarita, ooh, we love that. That sounds delicious. Now I feel like I need a sweet beverage. Honestly, I have some orange juice in my fridge, I might get some after this. I love orange juice. Gives me terrible acid reflux, but I get the one that's low acid, no pulp. What does it even mean? How is orange juice low acid? That doesn't make sense because the entire orange is full acid reflux. So how do you make it less acidic? Any scientists in the chat? Anybody know? I don't know. Ugh. I can't believe that it's already Thursday. I feel like this week dragged and then it flew. Just flew on by. 7:24, we'll wrap up here in the next 5 minutes or so. Again, next week, because I'm going to be on Gluten Things at 5:30 Eastern, we will do this at 6:30 or after I wrap up with those ladies. Always fun having good chats with them. Yeah, it's always just a good time to shoot the shit over there. And I forget what they said we were going to talk about. Oh, I think we were going to talk about some of the open workouts and maybe we'll talk about Utica because somehow we always turn to that because we have that in common, but should be a good time. What else is in the pipeline? Oh, I'm going to be interviewing I don't think anybody in this chat is gonna know who this is, but she's this woman who I was a reporter with in Wisconsin, but since she left TV, everybody glows up when they leave local TV. Um, let's see if so her Instagram handle is Alexa, what's for dinner? And if you guys want your mouth to instantly water because of like the food content that she makes, it's so good. So I'm going to have her on my show here, just kind of talking about how she went from TV reporter, absolutely hating her life, to now foodie galore. I think she lives in New York City and works for like one of the food channels out there. Oh my God. Italian sushi. That was one of the things she recently posted. Yeah, like go to her page. Alexa, what's for dinner? Just take a look at some of those videos. It's insane. And yeah, she had a couple that went viral. I don't know if it was during the pandemic or maybe a little bit before. But anyways, she's a sweetheart and she's going to be coming on. Excited about 25.2. Yes, I am excited. I'm excited because I have more skills in my toolbox than I did back in 2022 because now I can do more than one bar muscle up. I can actually string them together. Can I string them together after all of those pull-ups and chest to bar? I don't know. We will find out. We'll find out. But I think my strategy for tomorrow, I'm just going to full send. I'm just going to go for broke and I'm going to see what I can hang on to. And I'm going to see, if I can hold on to big pull up and chest to bar sets and then get to the bar muscle ups and, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. We will see. I'm excited for it though. That's the one that I wanted to do as a repeat. Also, did you guys see? I'm just checking my DMs right now and I DM'd Emily Rolfe. I freaking love her. She's such a baddie. And the affiliate that was doing the open announcement, they iced her at the end with a spirit off ice. Who here has also drank way too many of those in their life? I have. And they ice her and it is absolutely hilarious. And I was like, this is fucking awesome. And why you're my friend. And the CrossFit Games posted it. And oh my God, I was like, yes, this is the content that we want and deserve. But that was awesome. Love to see that. All right, guys. That'll about do it for our Thursday live. Thanks everybody for coming as always. Caleb, I'm glad I know that now you are the Caleb. Send me an email, send me your application. They didn't even ice her the right way. They just gave it to her. Really? See, I thought that maybe like they did, but then it was staged so that they could actually like maybe they didn't have like a camera person over there at the time. So I thought maybe they did like do the surprise icing, but that's disappointing. Well, we're halfway there. We're halfway there towards good content. That's fun. Okay. And it's time for me to go get some orange juice and continue binging Younger. And I'm in my nice little heated blanket. Gonna cuddle with my dogs, just living a best life. We will see you guys back here 6:30 p.m. next Thursday. By then we will know the Caleb. We will know the final workout for the open and we can, rehash this week. We can talk about next week and yeah, all good things coming down the pipeline. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sending this to your friends and we'll chat soon.